Do you have fears or frustrations about parenting the teenage years? Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time. Hi, I'm Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now. Often we see a lot of disturbance in families whenever there are teens in the household, and I want to talk to you about a principle that often comes into play that creates a lot of the frustration and a lot of the tension, and I call it the parental shift. Imagine when you are having a newborn, are you in control of what happens with their life? Actually, we are in absolute control. When they are newborn, they're just starting out, we have absolute control. We control when they go to bed, what they wear, what they eat. Everything is controlled by us. But as time goes on, that ability to control actually diminishes. And I have adult children that are now 30. I have no control over what they do, say, think, where they go, how they spend their money. So you can see that I started with full control and now I have none. And there is a slope here, and it's not absolute, but the concept is here. But so if we are losing control, what else do we have to work with in our relationship with our teenager or with our child? And it's what I want to call the influence. And if we do not shift from control to influence, we're going to create a situation where there's lots of frustration. We start out with no influence. We cannot influence a newborn when to go to bed or what to think. But as time goes on, we begin to have influence. And we must begin to see ourselves as someone who is developing influence in their lives versus trying to control their lives. When we get out to the teenage years and trying to use control, both of you are mad because they now have opinions and thoughts. So we must begin to shift to influence. So what is it that allows us to have influence? It is relationship. We must begin to work on the relationship of trust, mutual respect, kindness, communication. All those things build a relationship and allow us to shift from control to influence. So if you're in the teen years and there's much frustration and anger and there's resistance and rebellion, you're probably on the control arm and have not moved to trying to use influence. And that is allowing them to have control because they've got it, whether you allow them to or not. But we must begin to develop a relationship that's influential. This is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now. Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.